Pistol set again for Derek Thompson. Bird behind him, play action. Thompson rolls out to his right. Stutter steps, evades a tackler, throws deep down the right side. Chancellor's all alone. He caught it. Bye-bye. There goes Breland. 10-5, touchdown. First down, North Texas at the 26 of Idaho. Bird running left through a hole. 20, 15, 10, breaks away. 5, end zone. Touchdown, Brandon Bird. Otero with a catch, and he got away. 10-5, touchdown. First one is in the books, and North Texas is out of the gate at 1-0 as they blow out Idaho 40-6.
For the first time since 2009, North Texas started the season with a victory. And for the first time since 1996, that victory was a home opener.
Wow, does it feel good to be 1-0 in Apogee Stadium in 2013. And it's not only good for your players, your coaches, your fans, the alumni, the 100-year celebration, the former great players that came back. But anytime you can change the history, rewrite history books, write new chapters, stop the negative streaks, get back to the positive streaks, that's always a really good thing. And it's been so many years since North Texas opened at home, and we're 1-0. Each Saturday now, each game means more, and you can break more negative streaks, and that's exactly what we're going to try and do.
Hopefully that's something that we can get the fans back in the stands. We can get, alumni back to the games now. People can be excited. Even though it's just, to a lot of other teams, it might be just, they're 1-0. But to us, that's a big deal. That hasn't happened here in a while.
Putting an emphasis on creating turnovers, the Mean Green defense forced 3 fumbles, recovering 2. Middle linebacker Zach Orr recovered 1 of those fumbles and led the team with 11 tackles, also adding a sack, earning him Conference USA Defensive Player of the Week.
Everything we do is solely based off one thing, and that's to get the ball back for the offense. When people turn on the film here in North Texas, when they got to play against us, they want to say, hey, take care of the ball. This team go come, they go intercept the ball, they're going to strip the ball, they're going to hit you in the mouth. We want to be known for those things.
Great thing about where we're at right now as a North Texas football team is we won 40-6. And I think when you look at that, defensively, we were not very happy with the way we played. I think we played sluggish at first. We gave up some plays that we had no business giving up, just being undisciplined. And we held a team to 6 points, a Division I school to 6 points. So that's saying something that we've got something to really build on.
The defense held the Vandals in check, but was without a key contributor, defensive back Freddie Warner. 4 days before the Idaho game, during a routine practice play, Warner broke his forearm, ending his 2013 season before it even started.
Almost towards the end of practice, I was going to make a tackle, and one of my teammates came from the side. I ain't see him. He kind of clipped my arm a little bit. Then it just went numb, and I just went to the ground. I threw my heaven off. I know I had broke it or I had did something to it.
It's just heartbreaking. It just tears at your gut. It tears at your soul anytime you can't go play and be with your teammates. It's one thing being there on the sidelines and holding up one healthy arm and going, yeah, go Mean Green. You're out there knowing that you would be playing and you would be contributing and you would be out there having a chance to make a lot of plays for your football team. It's absolutely gut-wrenching.
There's not many people that I know that love the game the way he loves the game. So it was tough for all of us to see him struggle and not be able to play on Saturday.
Everybody on the sideline was hype. I know I supposed to have been playing, but I just couldn't be out there, and they just brought tears to my eyes. I know I supposed to have been out there for the first time in like a year and a half. I was gonna ball out, I just know I was, but I'll ball out next year.
As a true freshman, Warner made an immediate impact and became a starter. However, his season would get cut short by a broken foot, which unfortunately set up a chain of injuries.
He's athletic, he's tough, he's got good instinct, he's got good awareness, he's got good ball skills.
He just love the game, physical, and just balls out.
To me, he's a football player. He understands the game, he can see stuff, he's just a natural out there playing. And then he's got the toughness. He's a physical kid, he's 190 pounds, and when he strikes you, you know it. But he does a great job of fighting through stuff mentally and putting himself in position mentally to be able to come out there and help us.
Freddie came into North Texas as a really highly regarded player. He was pursued by a lot of schools across the state just because of his talent. He was a great get for North Texas when he came here, and then just since he's been here, it's been one thing after another for the guy. He's rolled with the punches through it all, but it just seems like every year something happens to him that prevents him from playing.
In the spring of 2012, Warner tore his ACL. Later that year in fall camp, he retore the same ACL, an injury that would end most players' careers.
We made the move from corner to safety, especially after 2 ACL reconstruction surgeries in his knee. Handled it great because he's a student of the game. He's just one of those guys, he loves ball. He loves football. He just loves it. He studies it. It's important to him. Being average and being mediocre is not part of his DNA or part of his personality. He wants to be really good.
I loved it. I loved it. That free safety, I feel like once I read my keys and I don't have nothing, I just look at the quarterback. I know I'm getting to that ball, like regardless I'm going through. I'm trying my best to get to that ball, and I'm going to get to it.
Mentally and emotionally, this injury is the toughest. He's going on his 3rd season here at North Texas. Missed half of the 1st season with an injury, missed all the 2nd season with an injury, is going to miss all the 3rd season with an injury. And I think for him, emotionally and mentally, that's the toughest is, hey, why? I mean, is it just not meant to be? Do I need to keep putting my body through this stuff?
When I went up to see Freddie Warner the night he got injured in the hospital, the first thing he told me was, "Coach, I'm coming back." And at that stage, after a broken foot, after ACL reconstruction, after another ACL reconstruction, and broken arm, knowing that you're going to have to go into surgery the next day, a lot of young men, and I wouldn't blame them one bit, would say, "I'm through, that's it, I've had it, I want to go be a student." And the first thing Freddie Warner's telling me is, "Coach Mack, I'm coming back. You just count on that."
I think at the end of the day, this is an easy injury to recover at 100% from. He wants to, and like I told the guys, I mean, I'll bet my paycheck that don't worry about spring practice. When we start spring practice, Freddie's going to be 100% ready to go and going to be out there making plays for us.
I've been going hard no matter what. I'm steady trying to get back in the game. I'm keep trying to play. I'm going to do my best because I know I'm a good player. All I got to do is show it and stay healthy. I'm going to go my hardest, and whoever want to go with me can come.
He wants to come back. There's no doubt in my mind he will. And eventually one of these days, hopefully the luck will change from an injury standpoint, because if he stays healthy, he is really, really a good football player.
This episode of Beyond the Green is brought to you by Bud Light.
We'll never know if somehow, in some way, we can affect the outcome of a game. But when the clock's winding down and everything's on the line, we all believe.
The countdown is over. College football is back in Apogee Stadium. This season marks 2 huge milestones as North Texas celebrates 100 years of football and the inaugural season in Conference USA. Mean Green Football.
It's North Texas and Ball State, Saturday, September 14th at Apogee Stadium.
Time, throws deep middle, intercepted, and it's Zach Orr.
Zach Orr, you'd love to have him on your football team. You'd love to have him as your defensive captain.
You think about the consummate leader. You think about the consummate professional. Comes to work every day with the mindset that he's going to improve not only himself, but those around him.
If you're going to have a great team, you have to have great leaders, and Zach Orr's a great leader.
You'd love to have him as a student in your class. You'd love to have him as a young man that would date your daughter, and I mean that in all seriousness, and I've got 2 daughters. He's got it all.
He's nowhere near selfish. He carries himself, you know, like a young man should.
Just looking at him, looking at the way he composed himself and the way he handled things, not only things he did off field, but things he did in the classroom as well. I looked at what he did and kind of crafted what I did off that.
You know, he's always excelled in the classroom, and that's big when you're a student athlete and, you know, the younger kids look up to you.
As a leader, you know, more eyes are going to be on you. Guys are going to look, you know, to you to lead and look to you, see what you're doing. So if I'm doing things right, then they're going to want to do things right. If I'm going hard, I'm doing extra, they're going to go hard, they're going to do extra.
My freshman year, when I first came in, if I was having problems with the class or something, I would go ask Zach, ask him for advice, how he studied for it, how to prepare, how was the teacher. And he would guide me, he would help me out. I'd make sure I did well in the class.
He handles his business with his grades. He's been on the dean's list probably like 2 or 3 times.
The way I've been raised, it always was grades first. You know, mom and dad, they didn't play or mess around with me and my brothers. If you didn't take care of your business in school, there was no football.
I've had a whole bunch of classes with him. I have one right now in the summer. You know, he's my roommate. My parents always tell me to hang with people that are going to make you better, or, you know, people like you. So I like to hang out with him, and his parents raised him up well, and that's why I hang around him.
The term family is real important to me, because I always say there's nothing like your family. Family's always going to be there. Starting with my mom and dad, they've been there every step with me throughout my whole life. They always pushed me to be the best I can be, and I always raised me and my 3 brothers to do things the right way.
I've always taught him to treat others the way you want to be treated, and always be respectful in everything that you do. That it's not what you do with me, it's what you do when you're not with me. That's what represents me. I always told him, it's not all about you, it's about everyone in this house. What you do is going to affect all of us.
I think the thing for me and Rita, what we want out of it is for somebody to say, hey, there goes a nice young man right there. You know, and I think that's the response that you always want to hear.
There's so much fiber and substance to the Orr family, so much to them. It's loyalty, make us proud, don't embarrass us, hold your head high. And what a greater example is there than the Orr family, because they do that, and they do it with great class and integrity.
He brings that same love to the team, you know what I mean? He really considers us his family. And he's genuine.
I always wanted to come here because of Zach Orr. He was my host on my visit. That just really made it more comfortable for me.
After I decided to transfer from the University of Oklahoma, Zach Orr was one of the first people to reach out to me and, you know what I mean, kind of encourage me in my decision. And he's the kind of person that if you tell him something happened to you and your family, 4 months later, he'll still ask you about what had happened at that time. He'll, you know what I mean, make sure that you're doing okay mentally, emotionally, spiritually.
We are family. These are my brothers right here. And, you know, being a leader, they look up to me. So I have to go hard and do things right on and off the field.
And the biggest thing about being a leader is having people can tell that you can care. And there's no doubt about it that Zach Orr cares about this program, first of all, cares about the people around him, and cares about winning games. And he shows that every day with his attitude, his work ethic, and his commitment on and off the field to being a successful Mean Greener.
He's a shining example to all of us how to lead your life and how to leave a great positive impact on people around you. And then how do you want to be remembered? As you go through college, how do you want to be remembered? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? What kind of example do you want to leave behind? We're going to be talking about Zach Orr for many, many years to come. So will his teammates, so will the fans here at North Texas.
Welcome to UNT.
You came to UNT to get an education. We're going to give you an education.
For over 375 years, our nation's citizen soldiers have sacrificed, struggled, and triumphed at home and abroad. Through resolve, resilience, and readiness, our Army National Guard continues its proud legacy.
As citizen soldiers,
we are your next-door neighbors.
we're your colleagues in schools, offices,
and factories.
In every corner of America, the Army National Guard is nearby.
The Army National Guard.